We were told this island has a secret. Deep inside a sea cave beyond 100 meters of total darkness, there's something well worth the swim. And just offshore, there's a beach that's been voted the best in the world. Every word was true, but there was one thing nobody mentioned. We're John and Lisa, and this is Koh Muk. Welcome to Koh Muk.
We made it up to screaming babies and all that.
Yeah, Tiger Line travel. They got us where we needed to go, but
We didn't enjoy the last two.
They're the cheapest for a reason, and don't believe their arrival times because they catch it. Right. So very different experience to when we landed in Koh Lanta. Although we are in danger of being run over by bikes at the moment. So yeah, there's no hustle here. There's no one trying to flog you taxis. Everyone's really chilled.
There are taxis there, and I heard them tell them 50 baht a person. I did read that somewhere.
Yeah.
But our hotel's like less than a kilometre, so I figured we could walk.
Yeah, let's do that. So this is Sunrise Beach, according to that sign. Call me a genius, but I think that probably means there's going to be a sunset beach on the other side. Yeah, Koh Muk, change of pace to what we've had on Koh Lanta. So almost all the accommodation on the island is clustered around this pier, within a couple of kilometres of it anyway. So this is the main town area, and pretty much, I would imagine, almost every restaurant on the island's also concentrated around here too. After a quick pit stop to check into our accommodation, it was beach o'clock. So we rented a bike and set off for the other side of the island.
This is Charlie Beach, or as it's also known, Farang Beach, which means foreigner beach. That's nice, isn't it?
We couldn't have asked for a better introduction to Koh Muk. Blue skies, crystal clear water, the beach framed by trees and cliffs, with islands stretching across the horizon. It was stunning.
Something bland from my delicate stomach.
Yeah, poor Lisa's got some digestive problems at the moment. It's usually me, but touch wood, I'm holding up okay at the moment.
My turn.
This place is right next to the pier and is a solid option. We also went back another day for takeaway roti, which was a perfect beach snack. This is Sunrise Beach, and as you head down, it becomes Pearl Beach when you reach the tip. Peninsula stretches out with beach on both sides. So I mean, just a couple of minutes walk away from the pier, and yeah, already the water's looking very inviting. Look at that, very clear, very calm. So although Koh Muk is finding its way onto more people's itineraries, it's still ignored by a lot of tourists. And if you do come here, you've got to remember it's a very small island. It's only 4 kilometers long by about 3 kilometers wide. And if you've seen people's videos on YouTube, you'll notice they're all the same, because there are only a few things to do. There's this beach, Pearl Beach. There's Charlie Beach, which is also known as Farang Beach. There's a viewpoint, and then there's a couple more beaches that you can visit on foot. And then there's the Emerald Cave, which you need to go by boat. And that, my friends, is about it. So if you want to come here and you want exciting nightlife, or you want anything like that, don't do it. Go to Koh Lanta, go somewhere else. This island is for relaxation. If you want something that feels like an unspoiled version of Thailand, you'll find it here. I've never found this kind of sand like here. It's like so white and so fine like it is. This is exactly what it was like in the Cambodian islands when we were there. The squeaking sound that you make when you stand on it, like snow. We're now carrying on down the peninsula towards the tip. So this is what is known as Pearl Beach. If you've enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to give it a like. It really does help us out. And if you want to come with us on our travels, hit that subscribe button. You can see how shallow it is. Look how far out those people are, and they're still only waist deep. Right, well, I guess the tide isn't sufficiently out for us to be able to walk around the corner. So we found a path through the resort here so we can get to the other side of the peninsula. So the north side of the peninsula is definitely more scenic, more of a lagoon. This, because there are some boats moored here, the water's obviously a bit deeper. And you get a good view of those islands in the background. So no one on this. We've been sat on this beach for a couple of hours now, and it's really nice beach actually. The water's so calm and so flat, so shallow for so long. Definitely one of the best beaches that I've been to. One of the things we love about tiny islands like this is how peaceful they are. But the flip side is there are usually fewer places to eat. And after being spoiled by the choice on Koh Lanta, Koh Muk definitely felt a bit more limited. But we still found a few places worth trying. So for dinner we headed to Team Restaurant, a small local run place that won't let you down, just a few minutes walk from the pier. Fried curry paste with chicken. It's a very confusing sounding dish that you often find on menus in Thailand, and it's usually pretty good. It's one of those dishes that I go to when I'm stuck.
I tell you what it is. It's because like when they say curry, it's more like liquidy, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is just like a saucy stir fry.
Yeah, I'll give it that, yeah. Because the curries are genuinely in a bowl and swimming,
quite
like we're going to
liquidy.
see when yours comes.
It's be like almost like what we would call soup.
Yeah. And the sort of bowl that your dad likes to eat from.
My
Bowl.
dad.
Yeah.
Not everyone's dad.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people's dads like big bowls. Mine doesn't because he doesn't like anything. There you go. Sorry, Dad. No, I was wrong. It's a sort of regular sized bowl. Regular large sized bowl.
It's still got a good dip. Maximum, yeah.
See what you think.
Yeah, pretty nice. I'm happy with it.
Good.
Yours is nice. It's got that good kick. I asked for my medium because like, I'm still a bit out of sorts, but yeah, that's tasty.
That is good news. On day 2, we set off bright and early for a trip we'd been looking forward to. Our first stop would be at the Emerald Cave on the other side of the island. Remember, the one hidden at the end of the 100-metre-long dark sea tunnel? Then it was on to Koh Kradan, home to the beach that was once voted the best in the world. Before long, we'd reached the cave, and it was finally time to find out what was waiting for us on the other side. So, we jumped in and swam for it. Hopefully somebody brought a torch.
I've got to say, I wasn't the biggest fan of swimming through the cave.
Well, I don't really like darkness or enclosed spaces or deep water, but
Yeah, but like also it's like being surrounded by people whooping in the dark,
yeah.
and the fact that like I'm slow as fuck when I'm swimming.
Being slow is good though, because I kept catching the people in front and then people behind were kicking me, and then
Not when you think you're gonna get left behind though. That's
I wasn't leaving you behind.
but not you, everyone else.
But yeah, pretty spectacular in here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to process out the trauma of the cave. Then I'll be able to enjoy it.
It's like one of those Insta-V reality moments. Insta reality. If you want to experience the Emerald Cave without all the whooping and being kicked in the head by strangers, you can book private tours that arrive before everyone else. It's also possible to do it by kayak from Charlie Beach, tide times permitting. Even with the crowds, the Emerald Cave was still a really good experience, but with a lot fewer people inside, it would have been something truly magical. Before even setting foot on Koh Pradhan, we stopped offshore at a reef for some snorkeling. There was so much to see beneath the surface, it was easily the best snorkeling spot we found in Thailand.
So this is Koh Pradhan. Best beach in Thailand? Let us know what you think.
Would you look at that? Look at that. So this tiny island has the pleasure of having been named best beach in the world. I don't know who by, but it happened. So things will change here on Koh Pradhan, but that doesn't change the fact that this beach is an absolute stunner. Look at it. There are no roads on Koh Pradhan. There are no towns, just untouched jungle and an amazing beach covering almost the entire east coast, with a mixture of luxury and budget-friendly resorts tucked behind it. We only had a few hours here, but it was one of those places that immediately made us wish we'd stayed for days. We swam back out across the reef for another look at all the fish, then relaxed on the beach for hours and grabbed a quick snack and a drink from the beach bar. But before we knew it, it was time to get back on the boat to Koh Muk. I guess we'll just have to come back here soon. For our final dinner on the island, we went to the bizarrely named Koh Muk City Centre Restaurant and Bar. It was closed the previous night, but we gather that it's the most popular place around. Our rule of not eating spicy food or seafood on travel days has gone out the window, and
Well,
yeah, that's the person who decided.
you know what? Penultimate night in Thailand. We haven't eaten enough of this food. I really want to have it. I asked her to make it like not very spicy. And lo and behold, it's quite spicy. And then, you know, all the other times when we say make it spicy, it's never spicy. But, you know, we're in like the south. I guess they have different ideas about what's spicy and what isn't.
Meanwhile, I've got some steamed rice. There's some barracuda coming, allegedly.
Maybe. My fate is in the hands of the curry gods. Yeah, carb is good. It's very nice. Better than the ones we had before.
That's good. I thought that'd be the case.
Yeah. Looks good.
Our verdict then? Service, 1 out of 10. Food, 10 out of 10. So it probably is the best place on the island. But if you're impatient, give it a miss. And as we wait here at Koh Muk Pier for our boat to the Trang mainland, just after dawn, it's the end of our Andaman Sea adventure. 6 islands, 3 brilliant weeks, from Koh Phayan to Khao Lak, Koh Yao Yai to Koh Yao Noi, Koh Lanta, Koh Pradhan, and finally Koh Muk. We've covered a lot of ground, eaten some incredible food, and had experiences we'll hopefully never forget. What a place. Join us on our next video as we go inland to Hat Yai, where we eat everything in sight for 24 hours, before continuing by train into Malaysia.